go by the name Stu Thaler. I live with my girlfriend. We've been together for 16 years. We own our own
Yeah.
home. We live in Phoenix, Arizona, actually a suburb called Peoria,
Mm.
Arizona. It's a little north of the valley. I'm 62 years old, as you know. I have a musical background. My dad was a musician. He was a big band musician. He played with Glenn Miller during the World War II.
No kidding. That's
And
awesome.
yeah, yeah, and he was a great guy. Lost him in 2009. Fantastic father. I retired from the IT industry in 2015, and it's almost 3 years now. In the last few months, I started a band with another bandmate from a prior band, and we are almost all retired except for one person. We're making this our endeavor for our lives. All we want to do is play music. Money is not the motivator here, but we just want to spend the rest of our lives doing what we love, and this is what we love. That being said, about a year and a half ago, I spent about a year with a vocal coach trying to improve my voice and become a better singer. What I did was I got onto YouTube and I saw one of your videos from Power to Sing. I was kind of fascinated by it and I thought it was very interesting because it was the video that actually showed the vocal cords.
Hmm.
And I never thought about the vocal cords as I was singing. So you had me thinking about it. Then I realized that you have several other videos out there. So I started watching all of them. I subscribed to your network. I became a member. I got an account with
Yeah.
the Power to Sing website, and I downloaded all of your exercises. And I started practicing them once a day, sometimes twice a day. I noticed that within a week's time, I was able to hit notes that I really struggled with. But I realize now from one of your videos that it's has to do with where that Adam's apple is. If it gets up too high, I strain. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that clue. And
Yeah.
now my issue is how to keep that lower, but you're helping me. So there's been a progression since I first met you on your first video. You didn't meet me, but I met you and went through this whole path. And now here we are talking together. I really appreciate that too, meeting you live.
Well, thanks. Was there a concern or fear or like an objection in your mind that you think, I don't know if I want to do this or not? How did you get through that?
I'm glad you asked that question. Since I had all that experience with all the videos that you put out for free and downloaded the exercises which I had been using and they were working and helped me understand my voice and understand why I had been struggling and why I am not struggling as much any longer. But I do
Well,
know that there is more of a progression. I have to keep at it. I can't just say, okay, it's there and I'm good to go for the rest of my life.
yeah.
I have to practice.
I think a lot of people feel like it's maybe impossible to make progress with singing with a video online. What's been your experience with that?
Well, it's a different dynamic when you're watching a video that it's not so much interactive, but you pay attention, you don't ask questions, and you can watch that video over a couple of times if you need to get information that was, at some portion of the video, you have to replay it. I found that there is a lot of value in that. Face to face is where you have the interaction and you can ask the questions, but until you get to a certain level, you haven't really formulated the questions that are really needed to advance yourself. Until you get some understanding and some groundwork, which the videos give you, you can't really formulate the questions that you need to formulate when you have an interaction. So these videos that I watched ahead of time helped me to understand actually the questions that I need to ask. First video that I saw that actually showed a picture of the vocal cords was very helpful because it's one thing to be told what to do and how to do it, but you don't understand why unless you actually see video that actually shows the vocal cords and how they press really hard and why you don't get the sound that you want to get out of it. So there's the how and the what, but the why. So that the why was the thing that made me want to watch more videos. I think that if you have a video that has completely fresh information, something that hasn't been gone over before, that might be very helpful.
Good. What about just the idea of having a logical progression, step by step by step,
In your YouTube subscriber channel,
Yep.
I think it's a good idea to be able to pick and choose, select what you want to see. Eventually, you'll get to everything. But if I am having an issue with not being able to get through the bridge,
Hmm.
well, I'll go to one of those videos that actually discuss that. I didn't even know there was a bridge. I had no idea. Just the
Yeah.
fact that I know that there is a bridge, I know that there's a spot that, between the chest and the throat that you have to get past.
Yeah.
So
You know my story, and I understand completely what you're saying. Could I just ask you to recapitulate what exactly was the major problem that you were experiencing that kind of drove you to search for an answer as far as your singing is concerned?
actually was the bridge, but I didn't know it because I didn't know that there was such a thing as a bridge. But I know that I would get to a note and I didn't know what note that was, or it could have been a different note on different days. I didn't know, but I would crack, I would strain. I wasn't able to get higher than that, but on songs that were higher and never went down there, didn't have that type of problem. So I was wondering why there's a problem getting from one place to another, but being in one place or being in the other place wasn't a problem. I think the most beneficial aspect of the videos,
Good.
whether I just click on a video and watch it, or download exercises and do them, or actually pay for a class,
Yeah.
it's all part of the same block of information for me.
What progress do you feel that you've really made from before and
Oh,
now, mid
from
journey or whatever?
you're right, mid-journey, because there's more of a journey to go. I've made tremendous progress. I have so much more confidence trying to sing up in the higher register because I think that I was maybe born with a more of a baritone type of voice. And the fact that I know that I am, pull chest, high larynx, had no idea what that was until I watched your videos. I know now where I'm supposed to what I'm supposed to concentrate on, where I'm supposed to concentrate at, and how I'm supposed to do it. So by practicing the exercises all the time, I've been able to get a lot more confidence, because before it would just be I try to sing a song and I'd push and I just try my hardest to do it. And I thought, well, if I keep trying hard, I'll get there. But now I know the path. I know how to get there. I know why when I don't get there, why I don't get there. And I have more confidence with all the songs that I'm singing. My voice doesn't even get strained like it used to. I would sing, and after a while, my voice would feel irritated, and I don't even get that anymore. And that's because I've loosened the larynx a little bit, and I'm not straining as I'm singing.
That makes me happy. I'm so glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
me too. Yeah,
That's terrific. If you had not come across these videos, where would you be?
I'd be frustrated. I'm a little persistent, so I don't give up on things very, very easily. But I probably would have to find songs that are much more comfortable for me. Recently, we're doing a song, by the Four Tops called Bernadette,
Oh yeah.
and Bernadette has got a bridge that goes really high. I would have never ever been able to go into that range before, but now I could sing it pretty comfortably. Now, on days that in the desert where it gets really dry, the bridge is can be a little bit more of a struggle, but on a day like yesterday, we've had a little bit more moisture in the air. I had no problem hitting it at all. It was like super easy. So I think that if I hadn't seen any of the videos or hadn't had any interaction with you or your website, I would have to choose songs that were different. I'd have to pick and choose the songs that I have to sing instead of being open to songs that, I would probably have never thought I could do, but now I'm doing regularly and easily.
Great. So in one sentence, what is singing? What is singing for you?
Singing for me is life, my life. Music and singing. Music is very important, much more important, that I believe, than people realize. Singing to me it is definitely very fulfilling. It's something I just want to do, and it's really hard to put that. answer into a really eloquent statement. It's more of a feeling than it is a analytical statement that I can make about it, but there's a love there, and I want to keep doing it. And you're helping me to make that happen. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And one thing I'd like to also let you know is that when I watch your videos, even though you don't hear me, I hear you. I feel first of all, you're very clear, and you explain everything very clearly, and it's not to the detail that I can't understand it. I do understand it. So there are people out there that are maybe great violinists, but they can't teach somebody how to play a violin. You have to
Yeah.
get somebody who's maybe not as great of a violinist, but is a much better teacher. But you've got both.